A TikTok star with millions of followers stands accused of one of the most shocking lies imaginable, faking a cancer diagnosis. British influencer Brittany Miller was exposed for fabricating a battle with cancer, a deception that dates back years. The truth came out in dramatic fashion. An insider leaked evidence of a fundraising page for Miller's supposed cancer treatment, sending the internet into an uproar. Within days, Brittany herself appeared on TikTok in tears, confessing that she had never had cancer at all. It was a jaw-dropping fall from grace, a betrayal of trust that left fans and the public reeling. How did a beloved content creator fool everyone with a false illness? And what happened when her lie unraveled? To understand this scandal, we have to rewind to 2017. Back then, Brittany Miller was a 21-year-old from Oxfordshire, England. If you guys could please leave a comment down below saying hello, I'll reply to every single one of you. Yes, I really mean that. And it helps push these types of videos into the algorithm. Help showing the world who these people really are. Not yet an internet celebrity, just a young woman going through a dark period in her life. According to Miller's own account, 2017 was the worst year of her life. She later described that she had extremely bad mental health, was depressed and had lost her partner and job, and felt utterly lost. In this desperate state, Brittany made a fateful choice. She lied to her close friends and family that she had been diagnosed with cancer when she was just 21 years old. In what she calls a moment of desperation, Brittany blurted out a lie that would haunt her for years. She told a close friend that she had been diagnosed with cancer. Specifically, Brittany claimed she was fighting stage 3 gastric cancer, a serious stomach cancer, and implied she was undergoing treatment for it. Her devastated friends and family rallied around her. Taking her at her word, they offered sympathy and support. And soon, a well-meaning friend set up a Just Giving crowdfunding page on Brittany's behalf. The goal was to raise money for Brittany's medical bills and recovery. Donations started coming in from people who genuinely believed Brittany was battling for her life. One former friend later alleged that Brittany even accepted money from her own grandmother during this charade under the pretense of paying for cancer treatment. To maintain the ruse, Brittany gave out details of her supposed illness. Friends recall her saying she was in the hospital undergoing grueling radiotherapy sessions for her cancer. She played the part of a cancer patient convincingly enough that no one in her immediate circle doubted her. Once real money was involved, Brittany's panic set in. As donations trickled into the fundraiser, at least 2 donations were made. Brittany abruptly shut down the crowdfunding page. She later insisted that she never kept a penny of the donated funds and had the page closed as soon as she saw people were actually giving money. According to Brittany, this was the point where she came clean to those closest to her, admitting that she did not have cancer after all. Whether she fully confessed in 2017 or simply stopped the lie quietly, the immediate cancer hoax was over almost as quickly as it began. Brittany would later characterize the whole episode as a one-time, terrible mistake. "It was one stupid sentence that I said," she reflected, emphasizing that it wasn't a long-planned scam. Indeed, by her account, the lie only lasted a short period in 2017. But the consequences of that stupid lie were only just beginning. To escape the embarrassment and the tangle of her falsehood, Brittany moved away from her hometown about a year later. She distanced herself from the friends who knew the truth, hoping to leave the cancer lie behind and start fresh. In the digital age, however, secrets have a way of resurfacing, and Brittany's was far from safely buried.
My most requested video at the moment is a roast potato.
Your most requested video is whether you lied about cancer or not! Is she taking the piss? We just want to know. Just tell us, did you do it? Did you not? I think that's your most requested video, hun.
After the turmoil of 2017, Brittany was determined to put the fake cancer episode behind her. She scrubbed every mention of the incident from her online presence. Any comment that alluded to her supposed illness was swiftly deleted. Brittany was erasing the digital evidence of her lie as best she could. In the ensuing years, Brittany crafted a whole new identity on social media. She cultivated a wholesome persona as a cheerful young mom and foodie, posting cooking tutorials, budget shopping hauls, and adorable family vlogs. She amassed a huge following. By 2025, Brittany had 3.5 million TikTok followers and over 500,000 Instagram followers, all drawn in by her upbeat content, and none the wiser about her past. She even moved into a new house in East Sussex, paid for by her influencer success, and welcomed twin baby boys in 2024, further cementing her image as a loving twin mom. There was no hint of a cancer survivor narrative in her content. It seemed she had entirely abandoned that story. Yet, some who knew the truth had not forgotten. In 2020, eyebrows were raised when Brittany participated in a breast cancer awareness charity event, given what she'd done. More significantly, that year, the law finally caught up with her lie. Authorities investigated the 2017 fundraising incident, and Brittany was charged and convicted of fraud by false representation for lying about her cancer. In July 2020, a court gave her a 12-month conditional discharge, essentially probation, and ordered her to pay some legal costs as a penalty. The conviction was real. Brittany Miller now had fraud on her record, but it was handled quietly. Because she wasn't famous yet and no large sum of money had been stolen, the case never made headlines. Brittany never spoke about it publicly, and most of her followers had no idea she had stood in a courtroom for faking cancer. For a while, it seemed Brittany had successfully kept her dark secret hidden while she rose to online stardom. But secrets have a way of emerging. A few people in her old circle were determined that Brittany's massive new audience should know the truth, and by late 2025, they found a way to expose her. Brittany Miller's carefully managed image began to crumble in late 2025 when someone from her past decided to speak up. Her former best friend, still angry and hurt about Brittany's deception, reached out to the British press. This ex-friend, who remained anonymous in reports, provided tabloids with evidence and accounts of Brittany's 2017 cancer lie. Brittany lied to us all, not just her friends, but also her followers online, the ex-pal revealed, explaining why they felt the need to come forward. On November 4th, 2025, UK tabloid The Sun published an explosive expose with the headline, "How Online Scammer Brittany Miller Faked Cancer to Become Top Influencer as We Reveal Dark Truth Behind Her Career." The article laid out the entire hidden saga in unsparing detail. The Sun reported that back in 2017, Brittany's lie left her community heartbroken and even inspired a crowdfunding campaign to support her. The paper also noted that mentions of her supposed cancer vanished from the internet in the years afterward, until insiders came forward. Crucially, The Sun's investigation was backed by interviews with Brittany's former friends. They recounted how Brittany had claimed to be in the hospital receiving cancer treatments, and even blamed her lies on side effects from strong medication at one point. One friend accused Brittany of taking advantage of everyone's goodwill, even alleging that Brittany had taken her grandmother's money during the fake illness. Brittany has done what she can to erase her history, and will delete any comments referencing it. It's pretty scary to think she was happy to lie about cancer, and makes you wonder just how far she will go to be super successful. One insider told the newspaper bluntly. The friend emphasized that their motive for speaking out was not revenge, but accountability. It's about people knowing the truth, which they deserve. The Sun's expose didn't just rely on personal testimonies. They also verified official records, discovering that police confirmed Brittany's 2020 fraud conviction for the cancer lie. This added a solid legal backbone to the scandal. It wasn't just gossip. Brittany's deception was a matter of public record. The Sun highlighted that Britney's criminal record hadn't been widely known and pointed out the apparent irony that she managed to become a successful TikToker despite this dark past. Once the Sun article hit, Britney's secret was out in the open, splashed across headlines. The cancer faker story quickly gained traction online. Britney's own TikTok comment sections began filling with remarks from viewers who had read the news, demanding answers. After 8 years of trying to outrun the lie, Brittany Miller could no longer stay silent. With her past laid bare and backlash mounting, Brittany Miller finally broke her silence. On Monday, November 10th, 2025, she posted a video to TikTok in which she directly addressed the accusations. This was no upbeat cooking clip. It was a raw emotional apology filmed in her bedroom, with Britney fighting back tears as she spoke into the camera. In the video, which garnered over 7 to 10 million views within a day or two, Britney confessed that she lied about having cancer back in 2017. She did not sugarcoat it. I said something to someone within my immediate circle in confidence, one stupid sentence that I deeply regret. I said I had an illness, which was cancer, she admitted bluntly. She acknowledged that the lie spiraled beyond her control. The lie quickly spread, leading to a fundraising page and ultimately a police inquiry. Through sobs, Britney tried to explain why she did it. Her core message: this wasn't done out of malice or greed, but out of personal desperation. In her broken mental state in 2017, Britney claims she feared people abandoning her, and the cancer lie was a misguided plea for attention and care. She repeatedly emphasized her mental health struggles. At that time, I had extremely bad mental health. I was depressed. I was lost. This was not an excuse. I understand why I did it.
I said I had an illness, which was cancer. I didn't do this for malicious intent or to scam people. I did this out of desperation. I did it to keep the people close to me, to keep the people in my life close to me. I don't condone it. I understand why I did it.
Britney said, acknowledging the wrongdoing. Importantly, Britney addressed the fundraising money and rumors of scamming. She confirmed that a friend had set up a donation page so that I could receive financial help while I battled my diagnosis, but she claims she never wanted that money. As soon as she saw donations coming in, she had the page immediately shut down and never accepted any money as a result of the lie.
The people that I told then told a couple of others, and there was a fundraising page made on behalf of me, which I knew about. And as soon as I saw there was donations, there was 2 donations, I had the page immediately shut down and I didn't take a penny from it.
In her apology, Britney seemed especially anxious to make this clear, likely because being seen as a greedy scammer would make the public ire even worse. And indeed, authorities confirmed she didn't profit beyond those attempted donations, which totaled very little before the page was closed. Britney's apology video was an attempt to salvage the situation, and reactions to it were mixed. On TikTok, the clip garnered nearly 10 million views and tens of thousands of comments. Many viewers actually responded with encouragement and forgiveness. Top comments included messages like, "You aren't that person anymore, life goes on," and "Be kind to yourself, we all make mistakes." Some fans thanked her for finally addressing the issue and expressed sympathy, accepting her explanation that she had been mentally ill. To these supporters, the Britney in front of them now, a loving mom who spreads positive vibes, was clearly a changed person from the troubled girl of 2017. They urged others not to bully her off the internet for a past error. However, there was also significant outrage and skepticism. The revelation hit a nerve, especially for those who have lost loved ones to cancer or who follow influencers for authenticity. Critical comments piled up. "Only took 8 years to admit. Others accused Brittany of only apologizing because she got caught not out of genuine remorse. On Reddit and other forums, users were far less forgiving. Many labeled her a narcissist and a grifter, doubting her story about not taking donations. Memes and videos condemning Brittany circulated, with some people calling for her to be cancelled or deplatformed. Comparisons were made to other infamous cancer fakers, more on those soon, and some questioned if mental health struggles justified what she did. The public's trust was badly shaken. After all, millions had followed Brittany's content without knowing who they were really supporting. Traditional media also seized on the story. People magazine, Newsweek, BBC News, Global News and others published articles about Brittany's fake cancer lie. These outlets largely reported the facts and in some cases added context about similar scams. The BBC's piece, titled "TikTok Creator So Sorry Over Cancer Diagnosis Lie," emphasized that Brittany had been forced to apologize after the fundraising page screenshots went viral. It noted how her follower count had grown through wholesome content since 2017, without fans knowing the backstory. BBC also confirmed with police that an investigation had ended, implicitly confirming the past case. Global News highlighted the staggering fact that her apology video reached over 10 million views in a couple days. Clearly, this was a virally infamous moment. People.com ran the headline, "TikTok star who lied about having cancer tearfully apologizes in emotional video. I was lost," focusing on her mental health explanation. Newsweek's story pointed out that Brittany's video came after The Sun's expose, and it directly cited The Sun's accusation that she faked cancer for likes. Newsweek also mentioned that some commenters praised her for addressing it, while others were not as supportive. One interesting aspect is that some high-profile influencers and commentators weighed in. While no A-list celebrity is noted as commenting, the scandal became a hot topic in the influencer community. TikTok drama reporters and YouTubers made commentary videos dissecting Brittany's apology. On Twitter X, a few prominent content creators indirectly referenced the situation, tweeting about how despicable it is to fake an illness for clout. There were also discussions on platforms like Instagram and Facebook. Posts about Brittany on gossip pages drew lots of angry reactions and comments from people who felt personally affronted by her lie.
Brittany Miller, the UK TikToker who lied about having cancer, has finally come out and apologised for lying about having cancer. So we're going to break down her apology video, and just for fun, we're going to work out how much we think she's going to make from the TikTok Creator Fund. Now, bearing in mind, the video's only been up for 2 days.
Within Reddit communities, the consensus was largely negative. Users dug up everything they could, from screenshots of the old Just Giving page to past instances where Brittany might have alluded to being sick, unconfirmed. In short, the internet's collective fury was directed at Brittany Miller, though a segment of her fanbase remained sympathetic and hoped she'd be allowed to grow from this. As for Brittany's current status, she has not been reported to face new legal actions beyond the 2020 case, which is closed. No lawsuits have been announced from any individuals, possibly because very little money was actually taken and the crime was already dealt with criminally. TikTok has not banned her, so she technically could continue posting. However, the true test is whether she can regain trust and continue her influencer career. The scandal undoubtedly tarnished her reputation. Some brands or partners might distance themselves, though no specific sponsorships have been reported dropped yet. Brittany herself has said she wants to take responsibility and be better, indicating she intends to stay online and prove she has changed. Only time will tell if her millions of followers stick around or if this controversy causes a lasting exodus. Traditional news media also pounced on the story, which only fueled the public reaction further. Outlets from People magazine to Newsweek ran headlines about the TikToker who faked cancer. The scandal quickly transcended TikTok circles and became worldwide news. TV, morning shows, and radio programs in the UK debated the ethics of the case, while tabloids continued to uncover any new angles they could.
Influencer Brittany Miller is well known for those perfectly cooked roast potatoes and mashing jackets. She's also known for her picture-perfect lifestyle on TikTok. And she's also known for faking cancer. And now, for the first time, police have confirmed her conviction.
Meanwhile, fellow content creators and influencers chimed in as well. TikTok commentary accounts posted videos condemning Brittany's actions, and YouTubers released breakdowns of the Brittany Miller cancer scam. Across the board, the influencer community voiced disapproval. Faking a serious illness was seen as crossing a red line that damages trust for everyone. In online forums like Reddit, discussions about Brittany Miller's lie gathered thousands of upvotes and comments. In the subreddit r/TikTok gossip, users shared screenshots and receipts of Brittany's past posts, determined to hold her accountable. Some noted that attempts to expose her earlier had been ignored, but now the truth was finally out and spreading widely. The consensus in these forums was outrage. Users labeled Brittany's behavior disgusting and felt vindicated that the mainstream public was now aware of her deceit. All told, Brittany Miller's revelation ignited a firestorm. The scandal became a cautionary tale discussed far beyond her own follower base. Brittany had hoped her apology would calm the situation, but in many ways it only drew more attention. She had to watch in real time as her reputation, painstakingly built up over years, was torn down in a matter of days by the very public she had once inspired. As shocking as Brittany's case is, it's not an isolated incident. Sadly, there is a history of influencers and internet personalities fabricating serious illnesses for attention or money. One of the most infamous examples is Belle Gibson, an Australian wellness blogger who falsely claimed to have terminal brain cancer.
I mean, 2009 was a really bad year for you, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You had 3 heart operations, you suffered 2 cardiac arrests, you died twice on the operating table, you had a stroke, and you were diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumour and given 4 months to live.
Correct. And
All that happened.
I still have the heart condition, and I was supposed to have surgery for that.
Gibson gained huge fame and profit. She sold a cookbook and wellness app on the back of her fake cancer story, until journalists exposed her lies. In 2017, an Australian court fined her $410,000 for defrauding her customers and charities she claimed to be helping. Her entire cancer narrative had been a sham. Other cases have ended with even harsher consequences. In one recent case, a woman who pretended to have cancer for 7 years and raised over $100,000 in donations was sentenced to 5 years in prison for fraud. Another woman faked cancer to swindle her own partner out of tens of thousands of dollars, also resulting in a criminal conviction. These incidents spark just as much outrage as Brittany's, if not more, because they often involve deliberate, long-term deception to exploit people's goodwill. By comparison, Brittany Miller's deception was shorter-lived and relatively small-scale. She did not broadcast a fake illness to the masses or raise significant money from strangers. She maintains she stopped the fundraising after 2 donations. In fact, Brittany's lie was confined to her immediate circle until it resurfaced years later. But in the court of public opinion, those distinctions only matter so much. A lie about cancer, no matter the scope, is seen as a grievous betrayal of trust. Brittany's case also raises questions about mental health and accountability. She attributes her actions to a very severe depressive episode and a lack of judgment. At the time, it's true that mental health crises can lead people to act in irrational or extreme ways. However, many commentators have been quick to assert that mental illness does not excuse what she did. They worry that excusing such behavior might belittle the genuine suffering of cancer patients and their families. Finally, this scandal feeds into a larger conversation about trust in influencers. Social media influencers build their followings on a foundation of authenticity and personal connection. When an influencer is exposed for lying about something as serious as cancer, it erodes that trust for everyone. Fans may become more skeptical of personal stories shared online, which is unfortunate for those creators who are honest. Britney's betrayal struck a nerve, not only because of the subject matter, but because it reminds audiences that you don't always really know the person you're following on TikTok or Instagram. If there is any silver lining, it's that Britney's story has sparked important discussions. People are talking about the need for accountability in influencer culture, the importance of mental health support, and the boundaries of acceptable behavior online. Faking a terminal illness is a line that most agree should never be crossed. Brittany Miller crossed it, and her story will likely be cited for years as a cautionary tale of what happens when an influencer's pursuit of attention goes too far. In the end, Brittany Miller's rise and fall underscores the high stakes of internet fame and personal honesty. She went from being a beloved TikTok mom, charming millions with recipes and relatable humor, to being vilified as the woman who faked cancer. The revelation of her lie has left many questioning whether they can ever truly trust an influencer's personal stories. Brittany has apologized and shown remorse, but rebuilding her reputation, if it's even possible, will likely be an uphill battle. Faking cancer is a line that should never be crossed, and Brittany's story will likely be cited for years as an example of what happens when that line is crossed.